welcome back to my channel. Pleasure seeing you with me once again, and the ones also watching me for the first time, big warm hello to all of you. And my name is Kaajol. I love making videos in regards to beauty, lifestyle, the shoppings that I do, and DIYs. So in case if you would be interested, continue watching. And would also request you that in case if you enjoy watching this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified when I upload a video. Well, this video is in regards to all the things that any makeup beginner would actually need to have in their makeup kit. So yeah, I just thought of making this video and sharing it with all you lovelies, because I myself, when I started initially, that was long ago, I always had this thing at the back of my head that I may not get good products in India. I may need to get products from abroad, and or probably high-end products. But I have to let you know, with the way things are booming in the cosmetic industry, it is so very easy to have these products at the tip of your fingers, be it through Nykaa or any other online portal, or even for that matter the standalone stores. So yeah, all the products that I have used in this video are all drugstore products, and these are a few basic things that any beginner would need in their makeup kit. Yes, you can definitely keep on adding into this makeup kit, but this is something, this is a very basic thing that any makeup beginner could actually have in their makeup kit. And also it is advisable that initially you can go in for the small palettes that you have, instead of individual products, like just one blush. You could definitely have a palette of blush which may have about 2 or 4 or something, like a combination of blushes, as well as your contouring or your bronzer. So in this video I'm going to show you all the products that I have used, and it is always advisable to go in for tiny palettes or small palettes rather than going for the individual products. Like may just be one blush, you can go in for a blush palette which comprises along with a blush and a bronzer and a highlighter. So you're not actually going in for all these products, unless and until you're the kind of person who travels a lot and who would want to carry these products and go there. It's a different thing. Then individuals are better because they're less bulky as compared to the palettes. But in case if you're going to be keeping them at one particular place and only carry a few things on daily basis just for touch up and things like that, then I would definitely suggest that palettes are any day better. So yes, without further ado, we'll get started with the video. And in case you enjoy watching this video, please make sure that you're giving this video a big thumbs up, so that I am motivated. I know that you viewed this video, you have enjoyed watching this video, and I know what kind of content that you would like for me to make in future for all of you. So yes, with all the talking that I have done, let's get started with this video. And please make sure that you go ahead and subscribe without fail. Hey everyone, so let's get started. As you can see, I have not applied anything on my face, and I've made sure that I have tied back my hair. And I'm gonna first start with prepping my skin, applying a good quantity of moisturizer that suits your skin type. The one that I'm taking right now is Nivea, and dotting it all over my face, and making sure that I apply a generous amount of moisturizer all over my face. And yeah, let that sit for at least about 3 to 4 minutes before I go ahead and apply the second product. Make sure that whatever you're applying on your face has to also get down on your neck. Yeah. Thereafter, I am applying this primer. Primer usually is applied on the T-zone. As you can see, I'm struggling with getting this primer out. This is one of the best primers so far that I have used from Color Bar. It's quite silicone based, and I'm applying this on the T-zone, especially the areas where you have open pores. It also helps in blurring the pores while you do your makeup. Applying a primer also makes sure that your makeup stays on your face for a longer time. And yeah, especially when you get more oily towards the T-zone, that is the nose area, chin, your forehead, corners of your nose. And after having applied that, now I'm going to apply this concealer, which is from Maybelline. This is their Fit Me range and the number is 10. I'm going to be applying a generous amount of concealer to cover my under eye dark circles, also corner of my nose and corner of my mouth. Blemishes which are around on your face, you can use concealers there too. Just making sure that now I'm going to actually spread the concealer with the tip of my finger. I don't know, somehow I feel that it works really better, so that you don't have excessive concealer around that area, which may give you a cakey look. As you can see, there's quite a lot of product which I used even on my eyelids to use it as a base for my eyeshadow. Now using this brush from MAC, I'm going to make sure that this is blended evenly. And working with the concealer, you got to make sure that you're working fast, because you really don't want it to set in between the fine lines and then it gets difficult blending. I'm using this Fit Me compact powder, and I have used its own puff that it comes along with, and I'm now going to be dabbing that evenly on all the areas where I've applied concealer, so that it is set well and it doesn't crease it between the fine lines. So over the eyelids, and yeah, as you can see, all the places wherever I've applied concealer. This is one of the best eyeshadow palettes that I have bought recently from Wet n Wild. I really like the shades, which it has. It has all the earthy shades, and the ones that I'm going to be using are going to be in the brown tones, and taking a lighter shade for transition. Make sure that whenever you're using eyeshadow, you dust off all the excess powder which is there on your brush, as you can see that I have been working with, because otherwise it's gonna lead to a lot of fallout, and you really don't want that on your on your cheeks while you're working with your eye makeup. Taking this flat eyeshadow brush, I'm now going to be taking that bronzy brown color and apply it all over my eyelid. And the reason I went in for a brown color, because it's always good for beginners to start with something which is neutral, so that you don't have any stark lines and applications while you're applying this color. And brown is a color that really suits universally everyone. Taking this pencil brush, I'm now going to be taking the darker brown shade in the palette and will apply it in the outer V of my eyelid. And yeah, simultaneously also be spreading the product and blending it with the eyeshadow that I have applied. After having done that, I need to make sure that I have blended all these three colors well. That is the transition shade, the one that I applied first, the color on the eyelid, and this which is in the outer V. Take your time in blending, because I believe eye makeup is really important when you're doing your makeup. And after having done that, as you can see, I'm using this fluffy brush once again, taking a little bit of transition shade which seemed to have washed out a little bit, and applying it again on top of the crease line, and diffusing all the eyeshadows evenly. As you can see, I had a little bit of fallout, so I've taken this fluffy brush and little bit of translucent powder and dusted whatever was there on my cheek. Once again, using the pencil brush, I'm now going to take the dark brown shade and apply it on my lower lash line. You can also apply it as a liner on your upper lash line in case you're pressed of time, or you want a soft brown look, you don't want harsh liner look, you can do the same. I really like doing this look, especially during the summers, It gives you a very soft and smoked out look to the eye, as you can see. I have also gone ahead and done my eyebrows. That's something which is really very important to make sure that your face is framed doing your eyebrows. Thereafter, using this palette from Makeup Revolution, this is an amazing palette of some lovely blushes, highlighters and bronzers. The similar thing that I was talking in the beginning of the video, I'm using this golden shade and using this as a highlighter to give a little pop of color in the corner of the eye. That's the inner corner of the eye, just to make sure that your eyes look wide open. And yeah, taking a fine brush and applying it also under the brow bone area. It's the same yellow tint highlighter from this palette. Take your time, also make sure that this highlighter is blended well. I think I got a little carried away and I started applying it on my nose and on my cupid's bow, not realizing that I've not done my base makeup. Nonetheless, that's not a problem. We can always go and fix it up. Now using this mascara from Maybelline, which is their Falsies Push-Up Drama. It's one of the best mascaras of Maybelline, and applying it carefully on my upper as well as the lower lashes. Take your time and apply it evenly and make sure that there are no chunks of product sticking onto your lashes. Just be very careful while you're doing that. You don't want it to actually get onto your cheeks or makeup while you are applying mascara. Now comes the time for your foundation. This is the one that I'm using from the Maybelline's Fit Me range. Number 128 is my shade. Taking a tad bit and applying it all over my face, dotting it all over evenly. And yeah, thereafter either you can have it spread around with a brush, or you can also use a makeup perfector, a beauty blender as they call it. This is what I'm using. And yeah, make sure it's completely moist, and you can spread it evenly all around your face. Make sure that you are dabbing it well enough so that the product settles in your face and doesn't move around too much all over. You don't want a patchy effect where you have foundation appearing on one side, one patch of the face, and not appearing on the other. So dabbing is the key for applying your foundation with a beauty blender. After having applied your foundation, now comes the time of setting your foundation. You can set it with a translucent powder, or you can set it with this compact powder. I'm using a compact powder once again, the Maybelline Fit Me range, and dabbing it all over my face, especially the T-zone area, which tends to get really oily. But in case if you're a person who has really dry skin, you can definitely skip applying this powder all over your face and probably just cover the T-zone. That is your forehead, nose, cupid's bow and your chin. As you see that I have kind of pinched the sponge so that it reaches the corner of my nose. You can do that too. So yeah, after having done that, using the same palette, I'm using that shade and going to use it as a bronzer. I'm taking this slanting brush from MAC. You can also apply the same product with a beauty blender. I'm using this slanting brush and applying this bronzer. I do not want to give it a very stark look. I just want to avoid having any sharp lines on my face, giving it a very soft and very natural and flushed out look. I'm applying this on my cheekbone, just below my cheekbone. And since I have a broad forehead, I will also go ahead and apply a little bit of bronzer on my forehead. And yeah, just make sure that you're using a very light hand while you're applying products, because you don't want your foundation to move and yeah, just be very mindful about that. Do not forget the jawline for all the lovely girls, those who are really troubled by having a double chin. Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of difference, applying this on your jawline a little bit, on the side of your nose, just to give it a little sharper look. And yes, that's about it for all the lovely girls, those who enjoy their food. Yeah, bronzing is the thing. Moving on to blush, I'm using this palette from Nykaa. It has two shades, so I'm using the pink one, using this stippling brush, because it gives a very diffused effect to your blush, doesn't make it look blotchy. Applying it all on my cheeks, and yeah, I'm the kind of person who really likes to go bam as far as the blush is concerned, because otherwise I really feel that the face really looks very flat with very less of blush. A little bit on the tip of my nose and chin as well. Yeah, and I think we're good to go with the blush. Here comes the main thing which we should not forget, that is a makeup fixing spray. The one that I'm using is from Color Bar, and I have covered my eyes because the mascara that I've used is it isn't waterproof, it's washable, so I don't want it to spread while I'm using this spray. After having done that, I'm taking this beauty blender once again and making sure that I push all the product into my skin. You can let it dry naturally as well, but in case if you wish to set it sooner, you can do that. Using this highlighter once again, I am now going to be using this with a fan brush. That's going to be on all the high points of my face, that is, as you can see, on the cheekbone, and it looks beautiful, and I really think it looks very nice. In case if you have any issues that you are facing with open pores, it is advisable to avoid using highlighters or anything shimmery on your cheeks, because it's simply going to highlight all those open pores. And yeah, I don't know, what am I trying to do? Probably look like Charlie Chaplin. So a little bit on the chin, on the cupid's bow, bridge of the nose, a little bit on the forehead area, basically all the places which are sun-kissed the moment you go out. You can see the difference it makes, when you apply a little bit of highlighter. And I really like highlighters which are not too chunky. So yeah, now I'm going to be applying a little of blush. As I said earlier, I really like to go a little heavy with the blush, so making sure that I dab a little bit. Using this liquid lipstick from PAC, really like the shade. Make sure that when you're applying liquid lipstick, you take your time, do not rush, because in case if you go wrong in applying that, you have to really go all the way in cleaning it and then applying your foundation and concealer, setting it and around your mouth, and then applying your lipstick once again. So just take your time and yeah, apply your lipstick. So yes, with that, our makeup look is done. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. All I got to do is get my hair in place. Please make sure that you're giving this video a big thumbs up. That's about it from me for now. Until we meet again, take very good care of yourself and do what makes you happy. See you.